Doctor, I'm stopping here to talk with you today because I happen to personally love and promote and I rave about oregano. But like just about every other product that's available in our industry, let me turn on the light here a little bit so we can get a better lighting. That all products are not made equal, and there's a huge difference between wild and processed oregano.
There's a massive difference between the oreganos because the really original wild oregano is from the mountaintops of the Mediterranean, which is hand-picked by the villagers, and it's the wild spice. And that's the kind of wild oregano that a person really needs to be taking. It's edible, it can be taken daily. A lot of the other oil of oreganos are, I would almost call them like medicinal kind of thing, where they're not food grade and you can't take them every day. But with this, either as a capsule or oil, they're for daily use or every other day or weekly or whatever you want, because it's a spice, it's a food. Now the other issue is, of course, you've got the P73 blend, which is a blend of wild oreganos that grow on the mountain tops, on the rock. That's a difference between growing it in a farm. When it grows on the mountains, it's clean, it's free of mycotoxins, there's no pesticides. But the farm-raised material can be contaminated with pesticides and herbicides. More importantly, it tends to have mycotoxins because oregano doesn't like dirt. And if you grow it on dirt, it gets tainted, it gets messed up. The second thing with some of the oil of oreganos that aren't original or that aren't the original brand is that they are some of them are genetically engineered. Now, about 1 of 3 oil of oreganos on the market, not this, of course, not P73, but 1 of 3 generic ones, they inject the stalk, God help us, with Pseudomonas aeruginosa, a toxic bacteria, to artificially raise the level of active ingredient. Now let me tell you about the research. I've conducted several studies at Georgetown and other places where we took oil of wild oregano and tested it against like bacteria and fungus, which it killed as well as the drugs. But when you use synthetic oregano, it still kills the germs, but the animals get sickly. When you use the whole complex of wild oregano, they don't get sick, their health improves. It saves the lives of the animals that are infected with candida or bacteria, and they're healthy afterwards. But when you just use the active ingredient, the single ingredient called carvacrol, the animals get sick after it saves their lives. There's a big difference. My point is, some people look at oil of oregano and they want to look for something called carvacrol, which is the big active ingredient. That's not what it's about. It's about carvacrol, the terpenes, the alcohols, 35 different natural ingredients in wild oregano was more effective than just using the active ingredient by itself. So now we...
Shalom. I want to start by saying all praise goes to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashim HaKadosh, double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone. Citations to Akhmat, they're pushing this word in all sincerity and honesty, the hopeful elect, and we all try to be a part of. I'm Brother Korah Allah, and this is a quick lesson. This is Dr. Cass Ingram speaking on oregano, all right, which is a herb, all right, which is a herb that grows on the rocks. Now, this is a natural thing. I used it when I came down with the flu or whatever I had. I used the oregano along with other things, all right, colloidal silver, elderberries, along with other things as natural as possible. And first and foremost, I prayed to the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, to be healed. All right. But anyways, I just wanted to speak on the oregano because, like you see, the views 1,331, and it was 5 years ago. So it's not really out there like that. The Spirit is on me to just speak on the oregano, and I was looking it up, and this man popped up right here, this doctor, and he spoke about it, and he went into it. He goes into it more, and he speaks with conviction, to make you want to look it up more. All right. And in this same video, he pulls out a scripture. So with that being said, I'm go to the scripture he pulled out and pull out a few more scriptures, and that'll be the lesson. This is Psalms 51:7. It says, "Purge me with hyssop," which, matter of fact, let's look up hyssop. "Purge me with hyssop, a small bushy aromatic plant of the mint family, the bitter minty leaves of which are used in cooking and herbal medicine." Okay, so those herbs are there for medicine. It's there for healing. Okay. It says, "A wild shrub of uncertain identity, whose twigs were used for sprinkling in ancient," of course, you're gonna say Jewish, all right? But when you talking about the ancient Israelites or Negroes, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, we are the true Israelites according to the Bible. So it says ancient Jews, rites or purification. That's not hard to believe, because we use herbs a lot in a lot of things. For example, when you set the Passover, you have bitter herbs. All right. Yahushua even used herbs to describe the kingdom when he spoke about the mustard seed. All right, which the mustard seed is very beneficial for consumption also. All right, it's basically medicine. So I read it again. Psalms 51:7. "Purge me with hyssop, and I shall be clean." All right. The thing now, hyssop, it says right here, is from the mint family. Okay. So was oregano. Oregano is also from the mint family. All right. It says, and I shall be clean. Wash me, and I shall be whiter than snow. Right. So that was David not really speaking about the medicine of the medicine factor of the herbs, but going into a more spiritual cleansing thing. All right. Basically asking for forgiveness to be pure in the eyes of the Lord. Okay. But you can see the cleansing thing. I'm trying to say the cleansing is this, the words on the tip of my tongue, but it's not coming out. All right, because the same way King David's going to a spiritual cleansing, it's also used for physical cleansing. All right, the comparison is there. Okay, and the same thing with the oregano. All right, basically you can use it to cleanse yourself from different diseases or sickness, along with all these other herbs, and not going to Esau for his medicine, which doesn't really heal you, but just keeps you coming back for more and more, and just makes you sick. All right. So I'm gonna get another scripture. Romans 14. All right. Romans chapter 14, and it says 2. It says I'll start at 1. It says, "Him that is weak in the faith receive you, but not to doubtful disputations. For one believeth that he may eat all things, another who is weak eateth herbs, only vegetables." All right. So if you're strong and able to, you won't eat whatever you want to eat. You'll eat meat. All right. Rice, fruits. Okay. You're going to drink. But if you're weak, if you're sick, you're gonna deal with strictly herbs, teas, okay, bitters, fruits, ginger, lemon, things like that. That was basically the point, all right, because that's what the herbs are there for. I'm going more script, and I'm gonna close out. 1 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 9. It says, let me go up a little bit. I started 4. 1 Corinthians 12 and 4. Now there are diversities of gifts, but the same Spirit. Right, a brother might be a speaker. A brother might be a reader, good with precepts. All right, a brother might be good at uplifting spirits. A brother might be good at reading spirits. It says, but everybody's dealing with Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right. It says, now there are diversity of gifts, but the same Spirit, and there are difference of administrations, but the same Lord. All right, look at the word administrations, ministries. All right, teachings. All right, people have different teaching styles, and so on and so forth. It says, and there are diversities of operations, but it is the same power which worketh all in all. But the manifestation of the Spirit is given to every man to profit with all. For to one is given by the Spirit the word of wisdom, to another the word of knowledge by the same Spirit. Okay. It says, verse 9, to the point. To another, faith by the same Spirit. To another, the gift of healing by the same Spirit. All right. So brother might have faith by the same Spirit. Because, some brothers have more faith than others. All right. As long as you don't lose faith, that's the thing. And then it said, to another, the gift of healing by the same Spirit. All right. And you have some brothers, all right, in certain camps, which their whole thing is, or one thing that they're known for is dealing with different herbs and teas and natural medicine for healing. All right. Different stretches, different workouts. Okay. For healing. And you have brothers like that. Okay. With that, I'll put that video in the link. Brothers could check it out. I found it to be very helpful. I want to say all praise goes to Yahweh, Shem Yahweh Shai, Shem Kakwadash, double honors to the apostles and Oregano millstone. Citations, Akmate pushing this word in all sincerity and honesty. Shalom.